Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Dora and this is my second update to Clue Special Panning Edition Round 4. This is a really fun murder mystery project panning game that was created by Stephanie as part of the Fantastic Ladies Facebook group. Please make sure you check out the links down below in my description box because I linked to both Stephanie and the Facebook group. Clue is based on the board game Clue or Cluedo, Cluedo. And we're trying to figure out who killed Mr. Body. So you need to figure out who did it, with which weapon, and in which room. At the beginning of the game, we've got 6 suspects, 6 weapons, and 9 rooms. And there's only one correct combination that is unique to you, unique to each participant. So for the 6 suspects, 6 weapons, and 9 rooms, 21 in total, we've got prompts, and then that helps you to figure out which makeup or skincare product to bring into this project. Once you've selected your items, you roll a pair of dice, and that helps you to figure out how many times you need to use an item before you've completed your goal and put it towards a guess. So that's a number between 2 and 12. Now, in order to make a guess, you need to have completed your goals on a suspect, a weapon, and a room, and then you can combine them and make a guess. Now, you do need to be part of the Fantastic Ladies Facebook group in order to play along, because you need to post your question, your guess somewhere, and then Stephanie, the creator, gets back to you and lets you know if you've got the correct answer, and if not, which item to eliminate. So say, for example, you guessed, was it Mrs. White with a candlestick in the study? Stephanie might say to you, no, it can't have been in the study. So therefore you can eliminate study from your list of rooms, and then you'd be from 9 rooms down to 8 rooms, and that way you can whittle it down over the months of panning and solve this murder mystery. Now, each month you can only work on up to 3 items per each of the categories. So you're working on 9 products overall, 3 suspects, 3 weapons, and 3 rooms. I have to admit, I'm filming this video early, so that means I have not been able to complete all of my goals, and I've only been able to make 2 guesses. But that doesn't matter, I still want to go ahead and update you today, and it's going to go up on the 9th because that's when we update every month. But yeah, everything's a bit earlier for me this month. Never mind, I'll catch up with myself again in the months to follow. So this is actually my 4th round as well of doing this, and my 2nd round of me doing this on YouTube. Previously I've done it on Instagram and also in my own time, so just on Facebook. I've decided to challenge myself a little bit this year. I've been randomizing what I bring into this project, and that also means that I have pre-selected every single item that goes along with each of the prompts. I've added a 2nd challenge for myself, so if I'm using something in a guess, say I've guessed Mr. Green and he doesn't get eliminated, then I now need to switch the product out for Mr. Green if I want to work on it again to make another guess with Mr. Green. I hope that makes sense. So, okay, but because everything is early, I've sort of pre-selected everything, and also at this point I'm already down to 5 suspects, 4 weapons, which makes things a little bit more tricky already. I mean, I'm still able to work on 3, obviously. I'm not below that number yet, and I still have all of the 9 rooms. I'm really hoping for a room elimination, yeah, but we shall see. Okay, so at my first update last time I randomized Miss Scarlett, and for Miss Scarlett I had to pick a red item. So I picked this L'Oreal lipstick here. This is Catrice, Blake's Pure Red. It's a really beautiful red. It actually blends out really pinkish. I might give you a little swatch actually. So in the beginning I was like, you know, going all over my lips with this, and then I thought, okay, sometimes, you know, I'm trying to pan a lot of eyeshadows. Sometimes it was clashing what I was wearing. So I would only go in with my ring finger and then apply it. And this really blends out quite pink. I hope you can see that. So yeah, it's really quite beautiful. And that way I'm able to tone it down quite a bit and turn it into a more subtle look. I had to use this lipstick 5 times, which is kind of nice, and I managed to hit that goal. The 2nd suspect I randomized was Mrs. White, and for Mrs. White I picked a white Essence matte powder, and this is the All About Matte Fixing Compact Powder, and I had to use this powder 9 times. I also managed to hit my goal on here. This is quite easy. I'm actually wearing this in my T-zone today. I had just hit pan on this at my last update, so there's a nice pan expansion here now. So for this one, I'm going to give you a little cutaway in terms of, you know, before and after close up, so you can see. So I'm a little bit proud of that, yes. So yeah, 9 uses, Go Matte. And then finally, Professor Plum. So this needed to be a purple product, and I selected the Kiko Lilac eyeshadow stick. I'm calling it that. It's actually in the shade 11, and I am wearing this on my lids today in my eye look. But obviously, you know, lots of different colours on top. This is in fact my Pan That palette on top, Too Faced, that's my jam. And here is this shadow stick swatched out for you. I needed to use this item 7 times. I'm only, with today's application, at 4 uses, so Professor Plum is staying in the project, and I need 3 more uses on here before I can make a guess. I really like how this worked out today. I had some issues with this product, maybe because it's really, really hot right now, so this seems to settle a lot faster. It's a long-lasting shadow stick, yeah. 24 hours, no transfer. I mean, who's gonna have this on for 24 hours? Not me, but you know, just still, when I applied it and then I went straight in over it with a powder, which is how I normally use shadow sticks, just as a base, it locked everything in place. So it looked kind of messy. So what I did today instead, I went over with a clean brush like this one, actually this exact one, and just sort of, you know, smudged the edges out with a clean brush with no powder on there, and that helped me to then add the powder on top and still use it as a base but not have that messy edge. Let's move on to the weapons then. So I randomized the knife last time, and that needs to be a product that you keep in your handbag. I always carry a lip gloss in my handbag, so to represent this prompt I picked this Milk Odyssey lip oil gloss in the shade Quest. And I only had to use this item 2 times. And of course I managed to hit my goal. So this was one of the first products that I met my goal on, obviously. So yeah, Go Matte. Secondly, I randomized the lead pipe, and this needs to be something that is discontinued. So I picked an eyeshadow palette, actually already in the intro, but yeah, it got randomized at my last update. And this is a London-based discontinued brand, and it's September Rose Cosmetics, and their palette Still Pretty. I had to use this palette 7 times, and I also met my goal on here. I had so much fun with this palette. The formula on here is stunning. I used White Lotus here in a corner type of shadow, Red Rose, a red matte. That was really nice as an outer corner shadow. Zinnia, a beautiful red sparkle. I used Florentina, which is just like a neutral shimmer. I also used Poppy, a pink shimmer. Calla Lily, a sort of more plummy purple berry. Let's call it like a bramble sort of matte. And then I used Sweet Pea, this one as a topper. I think I've got a picture of that. I just wore it on top of a purple look as a topper shadow, and it was so stunning. So yeah, Go Matte on here. Finally, for weapons, I also randomized the Revolver, and that needs to be a product that you consume quickly. I go through face powders fairly quickly, so I selected my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Mood Light. This was the second time I actually worked on the Revolver, but I picked a different product. So before that, in the intro, I'd rolled in a foundation. Here is this ambient lighting powder. I've been loving this. Now that it's really hot outside, I do want to stick a powder into my handbag and touch up my face here and there when I get really, really oily. But this one is so nice. It mattifies a little bit, obviously, because it's a powder, but it still gives you like a really pretty, dewy finish. Absolutely love it. So I had to use this product 8 times and Go Matte. Let's talk about the rooms then. I randomized the ballroom, which needed to be something musical, and I picked my Revolution Pore Blur and Prime Primer. And yeah, wearing this in my T-zone today, and that was my final use, Go Matte. 7 uses for the 7th use today. I picked this because Blur is a Britpop band, so that is my link to music there. Then I randomized the dining room, and this needed to be something dessert related. So I picked my P2 Peptide Lip Gloss in Cotton Candy. And I had to use this product 11 times. That was my most amount of uses, almost 12. I'm still not there yet. I'm at 8 uses today, so again, 3 more uses to go, just like with Professor Plum, the Kiko shadow stick. I'm just gonna have to roll the dining room over into my next update, but that's okay. And then finally, I randomized the lounge, and that needs to be something that's comfortable to wear, and I think in terms of highlighters, this has got to be the most comfortable one I've ever experienced, and this is the Physicians Formula Rose All Day. Again, it had a little bit of a pan there when I showed it to you last time. And I would say there's a bit of an expansion, so again I'm going to show you that before and after, because it's so satisfying sometimes. 6 uses on here. I still had a few uses left for this product for decorative panning, but I completed those and then moved on over here. I even exceeded my goal of 6 uses, and I continue to use it. I've got it as a highlighting, almost like a blush topper today. I really have been enjoying it for that, especially in combination with another product that I'm going to roll in today. You'll see. So yeah, 6 uses, gourmet, and I was therefore able to use the lounge in a guess. Let's talk about my guesses then. So like I said, I was only able to make 2 guesses, not 3, that's my goal, you know, but actually 2 is still really good. So, I should give myself credit a little bit. Okay, the first guess I want to make is, the packaging is so broken, but never mind, I'll hold it up anyway. Mrs. White with the lead pipe, September Rose, still pretty, in the lounge. And my second guess is Miss Scarlett, the red lipstick, with the knife, another lip product here by Milk, in the ballroom, the musical item. Okay. Because I am filming this early, I actually don't have Stephanie's response yet. But if you're curious and you don't want to wait until my next update, when I will, of course, recap everything. So also for anyone watching this a bit later and you're looking at my playlist, I will mention it at my next update. But if you're curious and you want to know, because of course by the time this video goes up, I will know, I will put Stephanie's response into my description box right at the bottom. So in case you don't want spoilers, but you still want to check out stuff in the description box, like the links, it's there, but you don't immediately see it. So there's that. So I don't really quite know yet. I may stumble across the right answer. I kind of hope not, because that's a little bit too early. There's a slim chance, but still, there is a possibility. But what I will do is roll in my next products, so that I'm still working on 9 products. Remember, 2 of them are rolling over. So yeah, anyway, let's get into it. I'm gonna kick off with the suspects. So I would like to roll in Mr. Green, because I've never worked on Mr. Green yet. And this is the Pixi and Hello Kitty Lip Tone. It's a pH reactive tint. There's a little bit of green here on the packaging, hence, product for Mr. Green that needs to be green. And I got this item from Daria, who I'm also going to link down below. Daria is also doing Clue this year, and she also did it last year. So lots of content for you to watch over there too. For Mr. Green, let's randomize the uses then. And I'm going to use my phone here, because I've got a website there with a pair of dice. So let's see how many uses for Mr. Green. 6 uses. I think that's very doable for next update. Next up, I'm going to bring in Mrs. Peacock, because I haven't been able to use her in a guest this month. There's no worry of me accidentally rolling a suspect in that might be eliminated. I don't know at this point yet, so Mrs. Peacock is a safe option, and I'm picking a different blue item this time. And this is a mini perfume. It came in a set that I got for Christmas from a family member, and this is the Moschino Fresh Couture Eau de Toilette. I really like this one. Yeah, I used it a couple of times here and there. It seems to be a unisex scent, which I really enjoy actually. So let's find out how many times I need to use Mrs. Peacock. 6 uses as well. Okay, fine. Because I'm still working on Professor Plum and I need 3 more uses, yes, I can't roll in another suspect, so those are my 3. The weapons are going to be a little bit more complicated, so I'm going to cue them to the end, and I'm just going to move on with the rooms right now. I've selected 2 rooms that I have not had in my selection again this month. Obviously, I've got a lot to choose from all the 9 rooms still being there. For the haul, I needed to pick a product that was the sort of first makeup product that I ever used. For me, that was mascara, and the mascara that I showed you in my intro, I have since decluttered. So I'm picking a new mascara that I bought recently, and I'm actually wearing this one today, but I really like it, and it came highly recommended from a friend of mine. And yeah, so I want to roll this one in. So this is the Maybelline Sky High Mascara in Burgundy Haze. I really enjoy this one. And compared to the Essence Lash Princess, which was my only open mascara up until recently, before I bought this one, the other one I wore it yesterday, and after, especially because of the heat, I mean, how many times can I say it? Everything just transfer and smudges, and I've got such panda eyes, you know, 4, 5, 6 hours after I applied my mascara, whereas this one seems to stay put. Great mascara. I can recommend it, yeah. But I don't use it every day, and therefore I would like to challenge myself to use it as part of this project. So I'd be alright with a higher number, actually. Let's find out how many uses for the whole. 7 uses, about medium, okay. And then secondly, I want to roll in the study again. I already worked on the study in my intro, and that needs to be something that you wear to work or school. And I'm picking my new Kosas concealer, also wearing this one today. Really good shade match for me, and this is in 1.5C. It's just a mini, but I figured this makes more sense because it's a clean brand and these definitely go off faster. At least that's what everyone's saying. So I didn't want to invest in the tall bottle or full-sized one, because it just takes me an eternity to finish up concealer anyway. So I would probably, you know, it would go bad before I'd be able to get to it. Okay, let's find out how many uses for this concealer for the study. 6 uses. I've got so many 6s this time. Let's move on to the weapons now. And like I said already, I have only got 4 left, and that is as of update 1, and because this is update 2 and I don't know yet, I may eliminate 1 or 2 more weapons at this update. Who knows? You might know if you're checking the description box. The way I want to do this is I want to first of all roll in the product that has not been in my selection this month. So I'm rolling in first of all the wrench, which I have not worked on yet, so it has not been randomized yet, and that needs to be something with packaging that is hard to open or close. And I picked a now depotted single eyeshadow by Catrice, which was really difficult to open and close, and this is in Blooming Blue, and I also got this one from Daria. I'm going to swatch this one for you. It's really pretty. Actually, I'm excited to wear this as a topper shadow. I think it could look really nice as a topper on top of like purple looks, pink looks even, yeah. So let's find out how many times I need to use the wrench. 7 uses, okay, that's cool. Because I was able to complete my 3 weapons as part of this update, I worked on the knife, the lead pipe and the revolver. I'm actually putting 1 item on file. Because I've only been able to make 2 guesses, I've used the knife and the lead pipe in a guess, so after that they're done. But I haven't used the revolver, which means I'm putting the revolver on file, which I find really fitting for a detective to have a revolver in your filing cabinet, maybe as a backup. Oh, okay. You know, really tuning into that whole 70s, 80s murder mystery vibe, yeah. Okay, so therefore, I'm now rolling in all 3 of them. I know I can only work on 3, not 4, because I've already rolled in the wrench, the blue eyeshadow. But basically, I'm going to show you what I've selected as new products or replacement products now for the knife and the lead pipe. In case 1 or both of them get eliminated, I will work on the revolver again. So I'm going to show you that product and randomize uses for the second revolver. In case the knife and or the lead pipe get eliminated, I would still like to work on it. Even though I've got it on file, I can use it in a guess. I think it's fun. I might use it in a guess and it may not get eliminated, and then I've got another revolver handy. That would be so useful. So that's what I'm thinking basically. If neither the knife nor the lead pipe get eliminated, then I'm not going to work on the revolver again, even though I've randomized uses for it. For the knife, it needs to be, again, something that I keep in my handbag, and I'm picking a hand lotion this time because I also always have hand lotion with me. And this is the Jo Malone hand cream in Peony and Blush Suede. Really, really enjoy this one. It smells absolutely divine. It's so pretty. Oh, yes. I really like the packaging on here as well, and it's definitely sort of like a special item to me, so I think it's nice to actually give myself permission to use it a little bit more often, provided the knife doesn't get eliminated, who knows. So yeah, let's find out how many uses I would have to get on here. So that's 7 again. I'm only getting 6 or 7. I don't know what's going on. Oh. Then for the lead pipe, again, it needs to be something discontinued. And I'm bringing in an item that is definitely discontinued because it's so old. Well, it sort of still exists, but when I look it up, it's the Sisley Sunglow Phyto Touche de Sisley bronzer. It's still there, but it looks completely different, and mine looks even more different than it looked originally because it's also Franken by now. So I think that further adds to it being discontinued because I can't ever get this product anymore. So here it is, my Franken blush. So this contains Sisley from another decade, and then also some Bare Minerals loose pigments. I'll give you a swatch of it, and I am in fact wearing this one on my cheeks today. It's really nice, and here we go, so pigmented. And then I've got the Physicians Formula highlighter on top of it. So that is my product for the lead pipe, provided I have not eliminated the lead pipe at this update. So let's figure out the amount of uses on this product. 7, of course. Is there something wrong? Okay, we'll leave it at that. Whatever. Okay. And then finally, should I not be able to bring in either of these products, then I would want to work on the Revolver again. And this needs to be something that I go through fast. And this time I'm picking a lip balm, and this is by Dr. Hauschka, and it's the Lip Care Stick. Here we go. It's here. I've got decent use on here, but it's not an everyday item. So let's find out how many uses in case I need to use the Revolver again. There we go. 5 uses. Okay, that's cool. All right. I'm probably not going to recap because that might be just a little bit confusing. But if you're wanting to know what I'm actually going to be working on this month for the next update, which is due to be published on the 9th of September, then do check out my description box below, also for all of the links to Stephanie and the Fantastic Ladies and Daria, and scroll right down, and then you'll be able to see what I've been able to eliminate for this update, and then also a list of my products that I'm working on for update 3. Yes. I hope that's been fairly straightforward for you. I hope you're enjoying Clue as much as I am. I'm loving this project. I'm already a little bit sad because I think it may not come back next year. That's what Stephanie said. But who knows? Definitely make sure you check out Stephanie as well and show her some love because she's doing such a great job at keeping everyone's secret private and getting back to us all and giving us these super fun answers as to why we can eliminate certain products. So a big thank you to Stephanie, and a big thank you to you for watching all the way until the end. I hope you're going to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I also hope you have a lovely rest of your day or night wherever you are, and I'm sending you so much love. Take care. Bye.